Okay, Shalom, Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah, Koholo Yimla Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rahahawadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Achnan Nawaf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Not going to be long. Something that I've seen on this guy's show. His name is Amazing Lucas. Yeah. He's been around for quite some time. Has some pretty decent content. He's pretty funny. His shows don't really be that long, but they be pretty funny. But as of late, he been going in on the Edomite. And as you can see, this particular video got 108,144 views. Spiritual, man. And it's got damn near 9,000 thumbs up, damn near 3,000 comments. So and this was just 20 hours ago. So this guy, he gets some views, man. He got like over 500,000 followers. So, but anyway, he got this entitled "The Current State of White Men in 2025 is Painful," and this shit is kind of hilarious. It is, I ain't saying it's painful because it's beautiful to watch, and that's a scripture that I want to bring out. Let me bring this scripture out real quick before I play the video. And this is for educational purposes only. I'm not getting any monetary value off of the video. Just a, educational video. But this is Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And this video is a perfect example of seeing the fall of our enemy. Now, what this guy is 2 so-called white women. Younger, they looking like they, I don't know, they may be, I don't know, of age, 21, 20, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he don't look like he know more than, who knows, he's probably 20, in his 20s as well. But I mean, that's neither here or there. But he's doing like how they be outside with the microphone, a little interview, and they ask people questions. And so he asked these 2 so-called white girls, should race mixing be illegal? So I'm just going to play the video from here again. Copyright disclaimer. And you about to just see this guy, just watch what the girls say. And this guy just about to lose his goddamn mind.
A question like, hey, do y'all think that race mixing should be illegal?
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
What? Oh, God. Right there, that's strike 1 and 2, fam. What are you doing asking, 2 girls if race mixing should be illegal, bruh? It's a sunny day outside. There are women outside. And this is what you're doing with your time. And you wonder why birth rates are declining, mental health skyrocketing, extreme use of antidepressants, fentanyl overdoses. The list goes on.
Beta!
This is why, bruh, is that the white youth are spending time doing stuff like this. They spending time talking about race mixing, and watching white nationalist videos online and tweeting about black people instead of, helping your people out. I just don't understand. Nevertheless, he asked the 2 white girls, hey, do y'all think race mixing should be illegal? And they were like, no, I think you should love whoever you should love. Now, they say something that triggers him. And it seems to be this is a common practice around certain white men. I'm going to be honest with you. Certain, not all, but certain of them. And she says, I love my chocolate. Ooh. No.
Illegal or legal? Should it be legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Oh, no.
Why not?
I love my chocolate, man.
Because this dude, you could see in his face when she said that, he was like, oh. Bro, this dude was internally triggered, okay? Completely just flummoxed, he was baffled, deer in headlights, couldn't believe what she said. We'll get into why I think this is so hilarious. But the fact that he hears this and then immediately tries to attack her, calling her a mud shark. Now, for those of you who don't know, mud shark is a derogatory term for women who primarily, who date black guys. That's what it is. It's the bottom feeder, essentially.
I love my chocolate, man. Everyone loves who they love. I mean.
So you're a mud shark?
Oh, what?
You're a mud shark?
Well, no BBC equals anger. I told you.
And I find that to be hysterical, right? Their immediate response.
Okay, so, that's enough of the video. But, it goes on, as it goes on through further in the video, this guy's talking about how so-called white women mixing with so-called black men. The kids come out retarded. No, they come out like Patrick Mahomes. They come out like, you know what I'm saying, Blake Griffin, or you know what I'm saying? No, hey, those are those disguised men of renown, man. Those are Israelites. That's what they come out like. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may come out looking just as lily white as these so-called white girls. And we say so-called because they're actually pinkish to reddish in color. Because you can clearly see this guy right here. He's not white. He's actually pinkish and reddish in color himself. But he goes, he calls them mud sharks, you know what I'm saying? Which, mud sharks is going off into, okay, you're a bottom feeder, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, this guy goes on in the video and just gets to talking about how, without Esau having that power. See, he used to have power over his woman before they went into the workforce. Well, once they went into that workforce, things just spilled over. They got to be them women that they really are. You know what I'm saying? And so it took a minute. It took a little, it was already some, because even during slavery, the so-called white woman was on the so-called black man. She couldn't help herself. It was so-called white women with mansions, with, those inheritances of their fathers that may not have had a son. And they had those plantations with those Negroes on them. And they was going to those auctions and they were buying mandingos. And you best believe they was telling them mandingos, get your ass in here and pound me down for tonight. Now, tomorrow you get your ass back in that field, nigger. But tonight you gon', matter of fact, it's one movie. I can't think of the name of that movie. But this one, man, she had like 25 dude slaves, man. All of them was knocking her down. One of those old 1800s. But that was what was going on at that time. But, there was a time period when, the woman was at home. She was, serving her man. Which that's where they're supposed to be anyway. That's their job. But this man, being so goddamn stupid and greedy, he puts his own women out into the workforce, because he wants more taxes out of them. And just not knowing, okay, you put the woman in the workforce, now you have all kinds of adultery. The STD rates went up. People with all these damn diseases because the woman went wild. And especially the so-called white women. Don't think that these so-called white women are having abortions. You know what I'm saying? They have just as, matter of fact, more abortions probably in a sense. But it's, y'all say Eve, they kind of outnumbering everybody because they're so damn destroyed. But a lot of these so-called white women, man, they go out here, man, and they had a great time. And they going, they just maybe a little more smarter about some of their little shit, or they move a little bit differently. But they having abortions too. They just kind of like a little more in tune with using, some protection, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Where it doesn't even happen to begin with. Because she'll have some shit in her and have him double up on a just anyway. You get what I'm saying? But that woman being in that workforce, and now you got this newer generation like this, they done. It's done for men like this. So, and back in the days, look at this guy. He would have been considered to be one of their, let me see if I can get back to him. Here you go again. He would have been one of their, this is a handsome white guy. You know what I'm saying? He'd have been that guy that, that played all sports. He's all American in the sports. Shit like that's a lot of shit just went through and played in that commercial.
It's absolutely
okay, but this dude, let me see.
Insane that a group of
Slot. He would have been, like your typical good-looking so-called white guy, Chad. You know what I'm saying? With all the little blondies on him, you know what I'm saying? He don't have a chance today. He's not competing with Jake out here, man. These women, they want to see Jake. They love Jake. They why do you think these NBA, look at the women in these NBA games, man. It's mainly all white women anyway. But I was watching the finals last night. And when you look at these finals, look at who's in the front court. Slobbering over these dudes, man. They want to get as close to that bench as they possibly can. And it be those old ass so-called white women too. Just pay attention to all of them. They just trying to get a glimmer or a glimpse of a Jake and get as close as they possibly can to him. In front of their man. embarrassing the shit out of them. So, let me just go back and get this scripture. Like I said again, I didn't want to keep this long. Educational purposes only, but this is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And we're witnessing the fall of our enemy, because they even have a saying where they would say you can tell a nation by their women, and you can see that their women are out of control. They've always had that, women just, they got that, that sneaky sliders. They was always doing their little thing, but they just blatantly out here with it now. They don't give a fuck. She straight told that white guy straight to his face, I love my chocolate. And he like to blew a damn vessel, man. He couldn't fucking believe it. Because, again, I'm with homeboy, like, a sunny, bright day like that. You should have been like, shit, are you single? Hell, but matter of fact, are either one of you single? He should have been trying to pump both of them up and trying to help their race continue, because they're dying off quicker than they're being born. But he's out here with a microphone asking these women stupid ass questions like that. And then once he said that, white women getting with black men, the kids come out retarded. And they was like, what the fuck? I ain't never heard that before. Like, where'd that come from? He's like, and he was talking about, his source and shit. And they was like, well, what source do you get? Where do you get that from? He's like, well, just look around. It's my source. They like, yeah. They went to laughing at his ass so hard, like you're a unreliable source. We can see that just from you just looking stupid and doofy as hell, asking us these dumbass questions. But they cut him, man. And that girl didn't waste no time saying, hey, well, I love my child. She could have said anything. She could have said, hey, I love my Kung Fu, man. I got to have my Kung Fu. I got to have my ramen noodles. She could have said some shit like, I got to have my pasta. She could have been talking about some Italians. She could have said, I got to have my, my Japanese. I got to have my soy sauce. I got to have my, my sushi. She could have said anything. She could have mentioned any other race. But that lets you know that even in our worst state, Jake is on top, man. Jake is on top. And the apostle, the beloved apostle Tahar was going into a video yesterday about us being that peculiar people. Like, you just can't get around the fact that we are those people. We have that salt. You trying to tip? You think that girl done got with some chocolate, and you think she coming back to E? No, she's not coming back to E. That what they used to have that old saying: once you go black, you never go back. It's a wrap. It's a done deal from there. For real, for real. It's a done deal. This dude. He like to lost his goddamn mind, though. Let me go back to that, though. Let me see. Where was we at? Let me see. Because he asked some other stupid shit right along here.
The child is more likely to turn out
ironic.
You have 2 white girls, right? Now, anyone with an IQ above room temperature would be like, that's an interesting stat, right? It's an interesting stat. I've never heard this stat before ever in my life. Where did you come across this? Now, that's exactly what these girls do. She asks, okay, is this a real stat? What's your source? Bruh, the irony of him saying such an ignorant, asinine statement as that, and then when questioned about the source, which, surprise, there is none, he goes on to say, by me looking around.
That's a statistic?
yes.
From what source?
Me looking around.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Bro, they start laughing at him, but like, yeah, oh, that's real credible.
Me looking around.
You looking around? Very credible, I do have to say.
Hey, man. Bro. And you got to be careful of these people, man, because they pissed right now. Motherfuckers, man, they was out there at them No King rallies and shit, ready to, they done found people with, Edomites with, bags of tools on them, ready to do something. You had this guy in Minnesota that he dressed up like a damn police officer and was killing those lawmakers out there. And he had a long ass list too. He had this motherfucker had damn near 100 people on that list. And he was about to visit them. They ended up catching him after 2 days, you know what I'm saying, out in the damn field. They cornered his ass with them drones, man. But these are the people that's out here. This is why we tell you when you're going out and about to walk circumspectly. Be careful when you out and about, especially around these people, because they're pissed right now. They know that they have but a short time, and that spirit of the Lord is putting the spirit on them to be agitated. They have that agitation spirit. See, back in the days, man, they was good. Now these motherfuckers, they struggling. Jake doing better than them. Jake got better cars than them, better homes than them, better jobs than them. A lot of cases, Jake, they're even, the children are even better in some cases. When it comes to a father actually being in the home, or the father actually being a part of the kids' lives. Because Esau, they kids, this is one of them kids. This dude right here, man, he probably would have left this video right here, and went on putting on his Pooh Shiesty mask and doing a damn drive-by on some of you Jake. Pissed. Putting on one of them damn skin suits. Out here acting as if he black. You remember the guy that robbed the bank, they was putting on them. And we still think to this day, man, a lot of those drive-bys and shit, man, them be Edomites, man, with them expensive ass Hollywood skin suits on, rolling through the hood, gunning Jake down, you know what I'm saying, hanging out of the window, camera catch him looking like a so-called black man. He gets home and peel that shit off laughing. So you got to be careful with these people, because that shit right there triggered that guy. Now, hey, those are the ones that that's screaming white replacement theology. Remember the guy that shot up the supermarket a few years back and shit in New York, Buffalo, New York, and killed Big Mama and them in that supermarket? This motherfucker gunned down like 10 people. He was just standing around just doing reconnaissance the day before. He just searching shit out, looking at everything. Here you go, this white boy around all you niggas, and none of you thought that to be suspect. He comes back the next day and gun everybody down. And guess what? They put him into that squad car unscathed. That motherfucker didn't have a scratch on him. They made sure he didn't bump his head getting in the car. You remember this guy Dylan Roof that shot up that damn church down south, killed up Big Mama and them? Let that white boy off in that church, man, and they offered that boy some Burger King after he got done gunning people down. That's tiresome. It must have made you hungry. You want some Burger King? You got these are these people. And that was just a few years back. So just think about where they are right now. And then Trump got that battery in their back. Think about that. Think about that. So you have to be careful, man. Walk circumspectly. That scripture says that. Let me get it real quick. I be saying it all the time, man. I come to the plantation, I get this little money, and I go to fuck home. I'm not hanging out with them. I don't want to be around them. They be having picnics, be doing all kinds of after work shit. Even shit doing work, they might throw the damn grill on and motherfuckers got donuts in the cafeteria, all that kind of, I don't want none of that shit. I'm good. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Living in very evil days, man. This one comes to mind too, so let me grab this one. Sirach chapter 10, Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, which means he's going to eventually show you those true colors, bro. This guy right here, if he was a doctor, these are the types of motherfuckers that be running experiments on Jake, man. Trying to, doing all manner of wicked shit, you know what I'm saying, to kill Jake off. He could be your average lawyer, smiling in your face, you know what I'm saying, take your retainer. And this motherfucker, he's setting up a demise to send your ass to jail. He could be the damn judge. He could be the damn police officers. Motherfucker could be. That's why I don't eat out at restaurants neither. He could be that motherfucker in the back, man, that's making your burger. Because Esau, they known for doing wicked shit, man, at restaurants, pissing in the coffee pots and, ejaculating on your sandwich. Like, nah, hell nah, bro. This was some wicked ass people, bro. But that little statement that little Edomite said, and she was serious. You could see she wasn't playing. No, I love my chocolate. And that shit, like, to drove that boy crazy, man. Ain't no telling what he done since that video. But anyway, I'm going to end off there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasha Allah and a Baba Ball.